Welcome to the AI Research Roundup. I'm Alex. Today we're looking at a paper trending on X, published on February 24, 2026, just 2 days ago. It argues that as AI decouples cognition from biology, the primary bottleneck to economic growth shifts from intelligence to human verification bandwidth, creating a structural asymmetry between what agents can execute and what humans can afford to verify. The paper is titled, Some Simple Economics of AGI. And as we'll see later, the implications for avoiding a hollow economy are really significant. To ground this mathematically, Table 1 outlines the notation for the paper's growth model. Key among these is the split in time allocation between measurable work, TM, and non-measurable verification, TNM, which captures the essential trade-off in agent deployment. Further down, the measurability section defines the gap, delta M, representing the divergence between what agents can do and what humans can check. This gap determines SV, the verifiable share of deployment, which ultimately limits realized economic value. Continuing with the notation, this segment lists the structural parameters that drive the model's dynamics. First, D represents the experience depreciation rate, which captures how human skills atrophy without practice. A critical term here is kappa core, the correlation penalty that arises when using AI to verify AI, effectively modeling shared blind spots. And finally, X bar establishes the risk budget, capping the amount of unverified output, or leak flow, that the system can sustain. Visualizing these trade-offs, Figure 1 plots tasks by their cost to automate on the x-axis versus their cost to verify on the y-axis. The bottom left green area represents the safe industrial zone, where tasks are both cheap to execute and easy to check. In contrast, the top left red area marks the runaway risk zone. Here, automation is cheap, but verification is prohibitively expensive. Two arrows illustrate the dynamic pressures. Increasing compute pushes tasks leftward into automation, while eroding human skills push tasks upward, making verification increasingly difficult. Okay, Figure 1 showed the static risk, but Figure 2 reveals the dynamic trap called the missing junior loop. Here, the x-axis tracks increasing automation, while the y-axis measures the stock of human experience, denoted as SNM. The downward-sloping dashed lines represent stability frontiers. Below them, you learn, but above them, skills decay. Notice the solid red line representing a fixed policy. It crashes downward into the gray budget-violating zone because automating tasks removes the practice humans need to maintain expertise. In contrast, the purple dashed line shows an adaptive policy that uses simulation to jump to higher frontiers, preserving human oversight capacity even as automation scales. While Figure 2 focused on human skill levels, Figure 3 maps the consequences for AI alignment itself. Here, the horizontal axis tracks the widening measurability gap, delta M, while the vertical axis measures the resulting alignment level, tau. The solid red line illustrates the danger of a fixed policy. If verification effort, TNM, stays low while the gap widens, alignment inevitably collapses. However, the purple trajectory shows an adaptive response. At the critical moment marked by the dot, society steps up its verification bandwidth, shifting to a higher oversight regime and successfully stabilizing alignment despite the growing complexity. Wrapping up, two takeaways stand out. The binding constraint on growth is shifting from intelligence to verification bandwidth, and without scaling that capacity, we risk a hollow economy where measurable output explodes while human agency decays. That's it for this episode of the AI Research Roundup. I'm Alex. Thanks for listening.